Good morning. I'm Danielle Brown, CEO of the YWCA St. Joseph, and I am so excited to officially welcome you to the 23rd Annual Women of Excellence Luncheon. At this time, please turn off your cell phones and bring your attention to the front of the room. Central High School, JROTC, Color Guard will present our flags, and Paula Anderson will sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Central High School, JROTC, and Paula. Our invocation this morning will be given by Cindy Kraus, retired Associate Pastor at Wyatt Park Christian Church and retired Coordinator of Counseling at the St. Joseph School District. Most recently, though, she enjoys the title of Grandma the most.
Thank you, Danielle. Shall we pray? Our dear gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you today and we give you glory and praise. And our joy is found in you. You are our salvation and our strength. Whatever our circumstances, whatever fears or anxieties we have, whatever is happening in the world around us, fill us with incredible hope in your goodness, grace, and sovereignty over all things. Bless our time together today. Help us to love as you do. I thank you for each person who is here today. Help us to work together for the good of our community. Please spread your protection over us and restore us unto the joy of your salvation. We thank you for all the leaders in this room. For those who have made this day possible, please bless them, God. We also ask your blessings on the food that we are about to eat. May it strengthen our bodies so that we can serve you, O God. And it's in the name of Jesus that we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Cindy, and good morning. I'm Angela Williams-Crane. I'm the board chair for the YWCA. We hope you have had a chance to look around, connect with others, and enjoy this great occasion. Excuse me. To come together as a community. We come together today to celebrate 43 amazing women in our community and to support those who walk through the doors of the YWCA seeking hope. We have several opportunities for everyone to participate in giving to our cause and support the YWCA St. Joseph. After the luncheon, one lucky person from each table will be able to take home the centerpieces. To bring out a little competition at your table, decide if you want to do the best makeup, how many grandchildren you have, or who donates the most at your table will determine that winner. There are bright persimmon envelopes on your table, as well as individual smaller envelopes and cards. Participation is easy. Fill the small white envelopes with cash, credit card information and checks, or record your Venmo or your online donation. So if you did a donation online prior to the event, that does count, so please put that in there. Then place the payment inside the persimmon envelope. The table generating the most dollars will receive 10 gift certificates from Felix Street Gourmet. At the end of the program, someone from each table will need to total up those dollars, and we'll make that announcement. We want to thank all the generous individuals and businesses that are here today and who have already sponsored and donated to this event. This support has generated over $80,000 in support of our mission and the women of this community. The sponsors can be seen in the keepsake booklet on your table and played on the slideshows while you've had the opportunity to get your raffle tickets, catch up with old friends, and make new ones. Our platinum sponsors this year include Hilliard, Joe John Insurance, and P1 Group. We cannot thank all of our sponsors enough for your continued support. Please stuff those persimmon envelopes with cash, check, credit card, and record your electric payments while you enjoy your lunch and the rest of our program. All donations made of $100 or more designated to the YWCA Emergency Shelter are eligible for a 70% domestic violence Missouri state tax credit. Remember, every donation counts as it is combined with the great multiplying power of our community and will make the best things happen at the YWCA St. Joseph.
The YWCA St. Joseph was established in 1888 as the first YWCA in Missouri and one of the first west of the Mississippi. We're now one of only 2 associations in the state. Since 2002, we've honored hundreds of women and awarded over 100 women the title of Woman of Excellence. Please stand if you have ever been a YWCA Woman of Excellence nominee or award recipient in any of the past 22 events. These women demonstrate excellence in their service to others and our community. Although they all have a different story, they all have one thing in common. They are women who thrive because of who they are and the surrounding support they receive. Thank you for your continued service to our community. There are 4 groups of women that I want to thank today, and they are the work behind the scenes that make everything happen. The Women of Excellence Steering Committee, these women plan, execute, and bring together this remarkable event with endless dedication. The 16 table captains who are committed to excellence in their daily service of supporting others. Finally, the board of directors who tirelessly dedicate their time and talents to supporting the YWCA and all those we serve. These individuals are women and men who support, engage, and watch us thrive. In 2002, the YWCA Board of Directors established a special award, the Y Woman of Merit. This award recognizes a woman who throughout the years has provided dedicated service and support to the YWCA. This award was given during our annual meeting in April. The 2024 Y Woman of Merit is Leanne Leonard. Leanne is a community leader working 33 years in the financial industry, and she became involved with the YWCA as a member of the board of directors in 2010. She served for 6 years. Leanne's board of directors peers stated that she was a strong and reliable board member, sharing her knowledge and expertise in the financial field to ensure that the YWCA was going in a sound direction. She believed it was important for board members to be involved and serve the YW where opportunities were presented. Her involvement earned her the title of Y Woman of Merit 2024. Thank you, Leanne. This year, our theme for Women of Excellence is set for success. Support, engage, thrive. During a conference several months ago, there was one of those awkward moments where the presenters make you do something before you can go on to the next thing. So we were getting ready to have lunch, and they were like, hey, you have to do this before you can eat. So the challenge was to come up with 6 words that describe what your organization does. 6 words are kind of hard to come up with everything that the YW does. When we touch so many lives, we change and empower lives. Support today, engage tomorrow, thrive forever. This simple statement could take us places and became the theme for the YWCA in 2024, and for us here today. Every day we encounter individuals who are experiencing life's hardships, maybe the worst day of their life. Today we support them. We engage them as they grow stronger. We see them thrive. YWCA staff and volunteers are not only there with those we serve on their worst day, but many times we get to work with them, engage them in finding resources and solutions, and see them thrive. Just like the woman in this video. The support she needed and encouragement she received has led her on this path of thriving into her future.
Got in an altercation with my daughter's dad at Krug. I ended up getting hit in the head multiple times, and then when I went to get out of the vehicle, I don't know, I hit the ground and I ran from Krug to here. One of the advocates from upstairs, and she advised me after getting hit in the head to go to the hospital, probably from that afternoon to the next morning with me at the hospital to find out that I had a concussion. On my birthday. I've never known to have trauma to a head injury, and going through that, it does change a person. I honestly didn't feel like a person, especially when recovering during. Some people look to I don't know, getting help like a sign of tucking your tail and putting your head down. But I think that's when it's a time like when people actually stand up and want, who's not ashamed of it, but who actually wants it and is going to make a difference with it. Or come into somewhere where you don't know them from Adam or Eve, and them actually wanting to help you. People wanting you to do better that don't even know you. It's like having a family or expectations of having a family that would want you to do better, but them not being your family. It really makes a difference. But being able to get a place to call home, to make a home. My daughter has her own room. It is, especially walking up to it or riding the bus and getting close to it. And my daughter's like, "Mommy, there's our house." It's just a really good feeling. For my daughter to say that she's ready to go home is a really good feeling.
This luncheon is here to celebrate amazing women, and we'll do that in just a few minutes. This event is also a fundraiser that helps provide much-needed support and opportunities for adults, children, and families to receive the support that helps them get through a crisis, engagement and healing, and a place to live and to thrive. There are many stories to be told by those who seek support when walking through our doors. Stories from the 406 survivors who stayed in the shelter in 2023, the 57 households who received housing support, and the 394 individuals who found healing in therapy and advocacy. Also stories from the 380 teens served in youth programs, 93 teen parents, and 65 children in childcare. The staff, volunteers, and donors that make this happen are thriving. You can join us too. There's still time today when you place your donation in the persimmon envelope. You join us in helping survivors thrive. With all of us coming together, great things will continue to happen at the YWCA St. Joseph and in our community. I now have the pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Kelly Evans. For many of you, there's no introduction needed. You already know Kelly from her hit podcast, Mama Mystery, a true crime podcast. Kelly is a mother of 3 with a 4th coming in just weeks. Kelly's a champion for the truth and justice and devoted storyteller. Her own battles in life have given her a voice to empower others to find resilience and seek truth. Kelly uses her message to help others use their adversity to make life better, not bitter. Please welcome Kelly Evans.
Hello. You know, I have to confess, when I agreed to give this speech, I didn't fully appreciate what it would be like to be 9 months pregnant and standing here on an 85-degree day in June. So, you know, people always talk about that pregnancy glow, but I'm just going to be real with you. This is sweat. So I want to thank you so much for having me here today. It truly is an honor to be speaking at this incredible event, surrounded by such incredible, inspiring women. This room is filled with women who have faced their own battles, who have their own stories of struggle and triumph. And today we come together not just to celebrate our successes, but to acknowledge the challenges that we have overcome to get here. The importance of strong, empowering women cannot be overstated. We are the backbone of our communities, the nurturers of our families, and the leaders of our future. Strong women inspire others to find their strength. They lead by example, showing that it is possible to rise above adversity and to turn pain into power. Each of us has the potential to be a beacon of hope and a source of encouragement for those around us. I firmly believe that being vulnerable and sharing our stories, by doing that, we not only heal ourselves, but also pave the way for others to follow. Empowerment comes from within, but it is also cultivated through the support and inspiration that we give and receive from one another. So today, I want to share a little bit of my story with you. I was born and raised in Johnson County, Kansas, and if you're not familiar with the area, it is often recognized as one of the most wealthy and affluent areas in the state. Imagine neighborhoods with sprawling, beautiful homes and lawns, each set behind manicured lawns and gated communities. And in Johnson County, luxury is not just an exception, but it's a norm. Yet behind these well-kept facades, my life growing up faced its fair share of turmoil. The contrast between the outward appearance of my family and where I grew up and my personal struggles is a reminder that challenges can exist anywhere, regardless of the surroundings. To outsiders, my life may have seemed perfect. Mom and dad are still married, we drive nice cars, we're smiling in all of our pictures. But what they didn't see were the things that my family tirelessly tried to conceal, which was that my mom was an abusive and violent alcoholic, and her addiction was spiraling out of control and creating absolute chaos within our home. It started early, possibly before I was even born, but when my siblings and I were just kids, one of my first traumatic memories was when she, in a drunken rage, took a sword to our family Christmas tree, destroying all the ornaments that we had made as children. Fragments of handcrafted ornaments and pine needles littered our living room floor, and nobody could understand why. It wasn't unusual for her to disappear on benders for days at a time, and during one of those events, we found her only after she had totaled her mint condition 73 Mercedes around a light pole in the middle of the night. I distinctly remember the anguish on my dad's face when she wouldn't come home for nights at a time and he was left to take care of the house and the kids on his own while maintaining a job of his own and not knowing where his wife was. When I was in middle school, she picked me up from school one day under the influence, and for reasons I can't remember or explain, she reached back from the front seat, she grabbed a fistful of my hair and pulled it out of my head. When the car came to a stop, I managed to escape, and she drove through multiple lawns in an attempt to hit me with her car. The next day at school, some of my classmates made jokes about it, laughing because they could hear the screaming and thought, wow, your mom is crazy. And I realized in that moment that I wouldn't be able to relate to my peers, and they wouldn't be able to relate to me. It was a very isolating and lonely experience thinking that my situation was unique, but it also came with a lot of shame and embarrassment. In high school, her addiction continued to worsen, and the days that she'd spend at the local bar started earlier and earlier. The fighting between my parents and us kids grew worse and more violent. I witnessed her dragging my sister by her hair across our house. The screaming matches between her and I became so severe that I often contemplated taking my own life, and just to escape the pain. And when I confided in her about that, she expressed her disgust with that opinion. I gradually lost trust in my ability to have female friendships because I had a deep distrust for women in general, but I also had jealousy towards girls at my school who appeared to have tight bonds with their mothers. I so desperately wanted what they had and wondered why I wasn't good enough to be loved by my own mother. And if you can't be loved by your mother, then who's gonna love you? Ultimately, I tried to fill the void in unhealthy ways. I quickly dove headfirst into a relationship right out of high school that lasted through college. And I eagerly jumped on that assembly line of life where you graduate high school, go to college, get a job, you get engaged, you get married, you have kids, all ideally by 25. I did all the things I thought I was supposed to be doing in a desperate attempt to find normalcy. But what I failed to acknowledge was that the person I chose to marry had his own dependency issues with alcohol. Deep down, I have to ask myself if my conscience was seeking out another alcoholic to fix. If I couldn't fix my mom, maybe I could fix my husband. But let me tell you what I now know, and it's that you cannot fix someone who doesn't believe they need to be fixed, and you will ruin your life trying. My first son was born in the summer of 2013, and unfortunately, the most notable thing I remember about that pregnancy was my mom insisting on hosting a baby shower, only to not show up to the baby shower and leave me to pay for everything that she had planned. She had planned thousands of dollars worth of flowers and food and decorations only to ghost everybody on the day of the shower. And she was later found that day passed out in a kiddie pool at the Four Seasons of Lake of the Ozarks. When my son Jack was born, she didn't acknowledge his birth. There was no phone call, no flowers, not even a text. So when I got pregnant with my daughter, she insisted on hosting a baby shower again, but I politely declined for fear of history repeating itself. And she was so outraged by this that she called the police to file false charges on me, claiming that I stole money from her. It doesn't make sense, but it never had to make sense. It was at that point I realized I now have another life I need to worry about, and I need to prioritize that life over anything else, and any distraction from being the best mother I could possibly be had to go. So in May of 2014, I made the decision to completely cut ties with my mom. 2 months later, I received a phone call that changed the trajectory of my life. My dad called, asked if I was sitting down, and with a trembling voice, told me that my mom had died. She died alone on her couch from complications of liver failure due to years of drug and alcohol abuse. My first daughter, Kennedy, was born just a couple weeks later. 2014 was arguably the worst and best year of my life. My mom had died, my dad was gravely ill with a rare blood disease, and I faced the reality that my marriage was a failure. But I had these two beautiful little kids, these lives to live for. And when I looked at them, I saw my brother and I, who were also 12 months apart, and I realized that I had an opportunity to save them from growing up in the same chaos that we went through. I knew in that moment that I had to make a decision, and I had to make it then, because if I didn't make it then, I might never be strong enough. So I filed for divorce at the end of 2014 and moved out with two very small children in tow. And I didn't have a lot of support, but I let my anger and my resentment and my sadness fuel me to make decisions that I knew had to be made, no matter how isolating, no matter how lonely I would be. I would deal with those feelings later, but at the moment, I knew what had to be done. There's a quote by author Mitch Albom that reads, "Love comes when you least expect it. Love comes when you most need it." When I met a guy named Austin Evans in 2015, love was certainly the last thing that I expected. In fact, I promised myself I would never date or marry ever again. I thought I just needed to be alone forever, but I also realized what I most needed and lacked was love. I completely denied Austin at first, and I thought, what in the world was this gorgeous man with success of his own want with a divorced mom of two small children? I was very skeptical and guarded and self-deprecating. I was arguably at the lowest point of my life, trying to rebuild from the bottom up, and love was just not on my radar. But as he pursued not only me, but the package that I came with, I knew I could no longer deny it. Austin not only chose to love me, but he chose to love my children. Watching him establish a bond with them completely stole my heart. And once I gave in, I quickly realized that Austin was sent to me, carefully chosen by someone up above who knew exactly what I needed. And for an added bonus, Austin does not drink, like, at all. In 2016, with unwavering support and guidance from my entrepreneur boyfriend, Austin, I opened a little online boutique called Wild Lane, named after the two most influential females in my life. Wild, because my mom was certainly that, and Lane, because my daughter's middle name is Lane. I wanted to honor my mom in a way that recognized her chaos, while also acknowledging the impact that it had on my life. Because of the things that I went through, I knew I could handle hard things. I knew I could be independent. I knew I could accomplish things with or without help. And I realized how strong I was to be able to survive despite the lack of support or love from my own mother. I can do hard things. And I especially wanted my daughter to know that she could too. I also committed to the belief that even if my mom couldn't learn from her mistakes in her life, that I could learn from her mistakes after her death. Those mistakes would not be made in vain. I vowed to have that mother-daughter relationship that I always wanted, even if it meant I couldn't be the daughter. I would have it with my own. I vowed to take my health seriously and lead by example for my children that your body is a gift, and it should be treated with respect, not only by what you choose to consume, but by who you choose to spend it with. Who you surround yourself with matters. After Wild Lane grew to great success, I reached a point in my life where my kids were about to start school, and I knew that I wanted to be present in their activities and their school functions. I wanted to be the mom that I didn't have. I wanted to be the mom at the field trips, every game, every practice, every parent-teacher conference. So I sold Wild Lane, and to this day, I hold a special place in my heart for the lessons that starting a business taught me. Then, just as my kids were starting kindergarten and first grade, the pandemic hit. During quarantine, I know we all tried to find ways to keep us occupied. I made the banana bread, just like everyone else. I binged Tiger King multiple times on Netflix. I downloaded TikTok and I attempted sourdough, but quickly realized that's way above my pay grade. But I tried to find ways to combat the boredom. So I had this idea to mesh my love for creativity and writing and my love for true crime documentaries into a project that became a YouTube channel. My original plan was, since I'm stuck at home, I might as well make videos. And then I realized just how hard it was to make YouTube videos and how exhausting it is to do your hair and your makeup for all these videos. So Austin suggested that I do a podcast instead. And I'll be honest, at the time, I didn't even know what a podcast was. Is it something you watch? Is it something you listen to? I didn't know. I didn't get it. So I did some research, and I realized that it was right up my alley. I love writing, I like talking, and I'm obsessed with true crime. And with that, the Mama Mystery Podcast was born. As I stand here today, the Mama Mystery Podcast has been downloaded by millions of people all across the world. We have about 170 episodes. We've been invited multiple times to the biggest true crime convention in the world, which is CrimeCon. And I was recently flown to New York to be a part of a true crime documentary on HBO and ID that airs on June 17th, so mark your calendars. I've gotten to share stories that honor victims while also sharing ways to combat crime and ways to support victims in our communities. But most importantly, among all of my achievements, I got to marry the man of my dreams, Austin Evans, and create the beautiful family that I always desperately wanted. Together we have Jack, Kennedy, little August, and another baby girl on the way in just a few, hopefully short weeks. Throughout the struggles that I faced, I have learned to let my adversities make me better, not bitter. My struggles have given me the confidence to face hard things head on. They have also given me a deep appreciation for things often taken for granted, like the beautiful relationship that I now have with my children or my husband, Austin. By surrounding myself with people who encourage me and lift me up, I feel like I can conquer anything that comes my way. I'm grateful for the ability to extend grace, knowing that what you see on the outside doesn't always reflect what's going on behind closed doors. I now have more grace, not just for myself, but for others, especially grace towards my mother, because I do believe, deep down, that if she could have rewritten her story, she would have written it differently. And I believe that when she crossed that bridge to the other side, and once her conscience was cleared and her demons were released, maybe her attempt to redeem herself as a mother was having a hand in sending me Austin. I want to share with you 3 things to consider. Empowerment is knowing that there is beauty in adversity, and beauty in being vulnerable. By sharing our struggles, we combat false narratives that people who appear to have it all together must not have challenges or must not have less than perfect pasts. I look back and wish that someone would have shared their struggles with me, because maybe then I wouldn't have felt so isolated and alone. So don't be afraid to be authentic. I want you to leave here knowing that you can and should embrace pain and hardships and discomfort, because it is in those uncomfortable spaces that strength, gratitude, and grace are truly born. And third, you are essentially the culmination of the people you most frequently surround yourself with, so choose wisely. And with that, I'm so honored to be surrounded by you all today. So here's to strong women. May we know them, may we be them, and may we raise them. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly, for sharing your story with us and for being here today with us. Good afternoon. I'm Laura Buman, and this year I have had the pleasure to chair this event. With me to present the Women of Excellence Award is Heather Heater, last year's Emerging Leader recipient. Each year, the Women of Excellence Awards process begins with a solicitation of nominations from the community. This year, 41 nominations came from employers, coworkers, school counselors, friends, customers, and family members who all know women who support and engage other women. Thank you to the nominators who took the time to empower these women and share their stories with us. Nominations are blindly reviewed by a panel of community judges who consider the achievement, sustainability, impact, and role modeling of each nominee for the final selection of the award recipient in each category. This is not a simple task. Thank you to the anonymous judges for your thoughtful consideration and review of these great nominees. Today we have Representative Brenda Shields and Mayor John Josendale assisting us with the awards presentations today. Thank you for being here to help us. So to start off, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the recipient of our 2024 Woman of Excellence Lifetime Achievement in the Workplace Award, Jean Brown. Jean Brown is not only the 2024 award winner, she also played a vital role in bringing the spotlight to women with these very awards in 2002. Jean is a champion and voice of encouragement for all. Her life of service began as a child and continues to bless the city of St. Joseph today with her heart, her leadership, and her talents. Jean's remarkable career in social work spans over 50 years, and the years continue to add up. Jean has worked with InterServe, Family Guidance Center, and our own YWCA. Currently, she serves with United Way of Greater St. Joseph as the Director of Leadership St. Joseph. Jean has always been an active volunteer with community organizations and her church. She is a 1989 Distinguished Alumni Award recipient from Missouri Western State University, one of 2018's St. Joseph News Press 20 Who Count, and a 2022 recipient of the Deverne Lee Callaway Award for her outstanding leadership in the state. Jean's legacy in the St. Joseph community now adds the 2024 Women of Excellence Lifetime Achievement in the Workplace Award. Thank you, Jean.
Good afternoon. I'd first like to start by thanking the YWCA, the board, and the staff, and the Women of Excellence Steering Committee for this recognition. And it's so special for me this year that I'm able to share the lifetime category with Lois Hedge, who has just been a longtime supporter of the YWCA and its mission. You know, when I left this stage after Women of Excellence in 2018, I didn't ever expect to be back up here. So when Danielle called, I was really honored and surprised. And after we hung up, I went to my last year's program book and began to review the names of previous Lifetime Achievement Award recipients. And as I reviewed those names, I felt even more honored and humbled and old. It was fun for me to reflect and remember on the previous Lifetime Achievement Award recipients that I had the opportunity to call and visit with, and one stuck out particularly, and that was Dr. Frances Flanagan. She'd been a longtime English professor at Missouri Western, and I had not ever met her until I went to visit with her that day at her apartment at Living Communities. And when I handed her the bio that I had written, I told her I was really pretty nervous that perhaps she'd give it back to me all marked up with red ink. And she very sweetly smiled and looked at me and she said, "Oh, I'd never do that." And after a little bit of a pause, she said, "I use green." She was a very spunky and fun woman. I also want to thank my family. They're here with me today. I know that my work through the years has demanded a lot of my time and a lot of my energy, and oftentimes created some very crazy family schedules. When our daughter Abby was 3, she asked me why I worked. And I had worked for several years for Family Guidance Center before she was born, and work had become a very meaningful, important part of my life, but I didn't think she'd understand that. So I told her, I said, "Well, Abby, I work because so we can have a house and a car and clothes and food." And she quickly retorted that all of her friends had those things and their mommies didn't go to work. And I said, "Well, you're right. We'd have those things because Daddy works. I guess I work because, well, so we can do fun things. And maybe someday we'll save up and go to Disney World." Well, a few weeks later, I was very sick with morning sickness. Thank you, Adam. And I just wasn't sure I was going to make it to work that day. And I was on the couch. Abby came in all dressed and ready to go to daycare. And she said, "What are you doing on the couch? It's time to go to work." And I said, "Well, Mommy's feeling pretty sick today, and I don't think I'm going to go." And with all the empathy and kindness she could muster, she said, "You get up off that couch and go to work, or I'll never have any fun and we'll never go to Disney World." And I've just been working ever since. You know, in my 5+ decades of work, there have been more than a couple of days that I didn't want to go to work. Work is hard, but I have been blessed with the opportunity for meaningful jobs, for community organizations that have a mission that really make a difference in our community, and with great coworkers. And I'm pleased that today I have United Way staff here with me, and I'm really pleased to have my YW former coworkers and friends with me here today. So thank you guys for being here. I will never forget the day at the YWCA. A little 10-year-old boy had been living in the shelter with his mom and siblings. They were moving out. He came to tell me goodbye, and he gave me a hug, and he said, "Thanks. You and the women at the YWCA, you ladies, saved my mom." That's meaningful work, and that work goes on every day at the YW. You know, I never got up to go to work thinking that there would be any award or recognition. There are 3 principles that have guided every day that I went to work. The first one is work as if unto the Lord. That's Colossians 3:23-24. Reverend Hedge, I realize that's a paraphrase. The second one is always leave a place better than you found it. That's Girl Scout camping guidelines. And the third was, Jean Gale, you can do anything you put your mind to. That was Dale Payton, my dad, beginning about 1960. I've always loved this Women of Excellence event. Well, to be honest, after the first White Chocolate Swan event, I've liked this event. Only a few of you will understand that comment. Because it gives me an opportunity to see friends and women I know in the community be recognized for their work and community service, to see daughters and now granddaughters of friends and women I know in the community be recognized for their bright futures, and finally, thanks to some very thoughtful nominators, to be introduced to women who up to that time had been off my radar, to meet them and get to know of their significant contributions in the community. Women of Excellence is just an opportunity for us to celebrate all women, to recognize you, to lift you up, and to, again, recognize the significant contributions that you make every day to your families, to the places that you work, and to our community. And Kelly, you borrowed my line, but I'm going to use it again. This is my Women of Excellence toast that I've used for years, and we're all going to do it together, please, and that's, here's to good women. May we know them, may we be them, may we raise them. Miss Margaret. Thank you.
This year's 2024 Lifetime Achievement in Volunteerism Award goes to Lois Hedge. Lois has dedicated life to the betterment of the St. Joseph community for over 5 decades, beginning her journey as an educator and becoming a beacon of community leadership. Her influence extended beyond the classroom as she mentored future leaders at Missouri Western State College and co-chaired the school district's long-range planning initiative, PACT. Alongside her husband, Reverend Dr. Williams Hedge, there's a shared mission to educate the underserved and fight for racial justice, leaving a lasting impact. Their joint efforts include running a tutoring program and co-authoring a grant for the first official St. Joseph Juneteenth celebration, now a national holiday. Lois's commitment to social justice is evident in her involvement with the organization like the NAACP, the Buchanan County Women's Democratic Club, where she advocates for equity and empowerment. Her contributions have been recognized with the awards such as the YWCA's Kelsey Bashir's Racial Justice Award and the Missouri Western State University Martin Luther King Jr. Drum Major for Justice Award. Lois's tireless dedication to eliminating racism and empowering women embodies the YWCA's mission, inspiring others to follow her lead in building a more just and inclusive society. Lois Hedge, Lifetime Achievement in Volunteerism.
Thank you to those who thought it well that I received this award. And I want to say thank you to my husband, who's always supportive, and to my granddaughter, and the others at my table, the women from my church, and my friend Diane Waddell, all sitting there supporting me. A few weeks ago, when we first met to get our photos taken, etc., Jean Brown and I were talking about being selected, and the phrases 50 years came up. That Jean mentioned that, she had been working for 5 decades, and I went like, the same about me. And so I said, the word lifetime kind of has a finality to it. So I said to myself, this may be it for me. And when I saw the long bio, how long it was going to be, I was convinced that, okay, this is it. This is the summary. But I also am just grateful for the people that I've been able to work with and toiled with over the years with the different organizations, groups, churches. And my favorite scripture has become Micah 6:8, that says, What does the Lord require of me? But that I do justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with my God. And I love that scripture because it contains 3 words that I try to live by. I try to be just, and so justice is important to me. Do the right thing for the right people. Be fair. I love the word love mercy because it shows that there's compassion if you love mercy. And I never get the big head, no matter how many awards I get or how many people recognize me. I stay humble, and I like the part that it says, walk humbly with my God. So putting others' needs before my own is important to me, helping those who might not be able to help themselves. So if I am a real recipient of this award and I deserve it, I just say thank you to those of you who I've been able to work with. Thank you.
Congratulations to both Lois and Jean, two wonderful, amazing women in our community. We will now proceed with our other award categories. Please stand as your name is read. Future Leader nominees for the $500 scholarship are Lauren Weir, Reagan Kovac, Claire Phillips, Raina Chilcote, Hillary Ellifritz, Alicia Gupta, Kaylee Ziesel, Madison Anderson, Courtney Rosie. Our 2024 Future Leader is Alicia Gupta. Alicia is a graduate of Central High School. During her high school career, she became a highly decorated varsity tennis player, leading the team in the #1 singles position and as team captain. She also mentored and coached the boys' tennis team. Alicia's leadership extends to academics and extracurricular activities. She earned honors in speech and debate, FBLA, DECA, NHS, student government, and the Student Equity Council. She founded Tennis for Success, a youth summer program to introduce kids to tennis and promote positive life skills. This earned her News Press Now's 20 Who Count recognition. Alicia demonstrates dedication, leadership, and a desire to make a positive impact. Future Leader Alicia Gupta.
Good afternoon. I would first like to thank the YWCA Foundation for presenting me this award and for its tireless help to help young women like me into their future in education and in the workforce. And I would like to applaud them for their efforts into making their future possible for many women who are here today. Next, I would like to thank my family, the ones who are here and the ones who are also not here, specifically my dad, who has helped me to become the independent person I am today, and for helping me to always be able to run after my goals and achieve them. I'd also like to thank my mom, who is one of the most strong women I know, who underwent emergency brain surgery and still managed to help me with hundreds of assignments, speeches, and essays to get me through high school. And I would also like to thank my sister, who helped me to become a role model and leader for young women like her and other girls around us. And finally, I would also like to thank my school and my education, who helped me to find many friends, teachers, and coaches who helped me to become a better person, to help me become someone who wants to help their community and someone who wants to make a better future for all. I'd also like to thank Miss McCamey, wherever she is, and she helped me get through the entire college process and scholarships and helped me get into my dream school, Duke University, which I'll be attending in the fall. And finally, I would like to thank everyone here for their support and their encouragement and success into the future. And if you're like me, a woman who is going into the next chapter of their life, I would like to say, look around you at all the support and resources you have. You got this. Thank you.
Our next category is Emerging Leader. The nominees for Emerging Leader are Chance Gallagher, Bailey Gilbert, Brianna Bland, Carly Christian, Jennifer Langford, and Mitchell Rasmussen. Our 2024 Emerging Leader is Mitchell Rasmussen. Mitchell is a senior assistant at Commerce Bank, the go-to person for new hires, and a trusted resource for leadership. In 2020, she was honored an All-Star Award for her exceptional contribution in her role. In 2021, she was celebrated with the Voice of Value Award for steering her market through a significant transition. In 2023, Mitchell was recognized as Support Person of the Year. She also engaged in the community with involvement in PTO and Junior League. She spearheaded Cinderella's Closet, ensuring that prom dresses reached those in need. Mitchell's unwavering support for and compassion inspire colleagues and the community, proving that with commitment and heart, anyone can make a lasting impact. Emerging Leader, Mitchell Rasmussen.
Hi, thank you. I'm a very emotional person, so I'm really sorry. First, congratulations to all the nominees today, especially the woman in my category. To even have been nominated alongside of you is truly an honor. First, I would like to thank my amazing husband, Tyler, and my beautiful kids, Kylie and Dale. Thank you for always supporting me and going along with my ideas. Thank you to my mother and my mother-in-law. You both are two of the strongest women I know, and you both have shown me how even on the darkest of days to keep moving forward. To all of my friends, my mom friends, and especially my best friends, Sammy, Stephanie, Sherry, and Savannah, for always being there for me and encouraging me to be my best. Thank you to my Junior League girls for teaching me what this community needs and how to make it a better place. Thank you to my wonderful boss, Andrew, and my place of employment, Commerce Bank. I am truly blessed to work there and be supported. I try to find and think of the words of what I'm doing that would classify me as an upcoming leader, and I think it's just being myself. And I do have these words I go by that I would like to share with you today. It's be brave and be strong and be kind. Do the things that make you proud of yourself. Surround yourself with people who bring out the best qualities in you and distance yourself from the people who do the opposite. Stand up for yourself. Don't let people take advantage of your kindness and your soft heart. Be unapologetically you. Make sure to embrace your imperfections. Accept the fact that you're not going to get along with everybody in this world, and that is okay. But they still deserve your respect. Celebrate every success. Learn from every failure, and don't let anything stand in the way of the person you're becoming. Congratulations to all the nominees. Thank you so much.
Nominees for Employer of Excellence are John Joe Insurance, and Grant Company. Our 2024 Employer of Excellence is John Joe Insurance. Under Todd's leadership, this family-founded agency is built on the principle of customer service and a people-first approach. This foundation is carried on to the employees, fostering a positive and supportive work environment for staff, which is predominantly female. Initiatives include offering internships, flexible scheduling, and encouraging volunteering in the community. Recognizing the additional responsibilities many women face outside of work, Todd empowers them to manage both their professional and personal lives. Through team building and support for individual aspirations, employees feel valued and motivated to excel. Here to accept the award is President Todd Joe.
Thank you all for this incredible honor. I'd like to thank the YWCA, who supports the women in our community every day and makes such a difference in the lives of many. This award reflects a fantastic team I have the privilege of working with every day. One of the things I value most about the workplace is our collaborative spirit. We learn from each other, we support each other, and that's what makes John Joe Insurance thrive. The women in this room are a huge inspiration. Your hard work, your intelligence, and leadership are undeniable assets to John Joe Insurance and our community. I'm constantly learning from the strong women around me and am grateful for their contributions every day. I would also like to recognize and thank my mom, Nancy Joe, who has taught me the important role women have in society and value and respect them that should be given to them. I'm proud to say that she was recognized as a Woman of Excellence in 2013. While I have known that for a long time, I'm honored she was highlighted from her community and the YWCA also. This award motivates me to continue working hard, but also strive for a workplace where everyone feels supported and empowered. Thank you again.
Our next category is Women in the Workplace. Our nominees are Allison Matt, Christina Weibelt Smith, Jenny Jimenez, Megan Murray, and Megan Bennett. Our 2024 Women in the Workplace is Megan Murray. Megan is a dedicated advocate for early childhood education. She has been a preschool teacher and director. In 2023, Megan began serving as Outreach and Advocacy Coordinator for Kids Win Missouri. Her commitment to advocating for children has propelled Kids Win's relevance in regions previously underserved. Megan also leads the State's Child Care Coalition. Beyond her professional roles, she is committed to volunteering in the community as an active member of the Junior League and PEO. Her journey exemplifies the transformative power of passion and leadership making an impact. Women in the Workplace, Megan Murray.
Thanks, y'all. I did not write a single thing down because the heavy hitters that are in this room are pretty amazing, so I just appreciate the nomination. My Junior League girls for standing up and nominating me, and sorry. Anyway, my family is amazing. All the trips that you guys support me leaving to go to Jeff City to see our wonderful representatives and legislators to fight for the early childhood education in this state. I will not stop. A quote that I live by, "It always seems impossible until it's done," by Nelson Mandela. I live by it. The children deserve it in the state of Missouri, and I just appreciate all of you for recognizing that today. Thank you.
This year's nominees for Entrepreneur of Excellence are Krista Doyle, Annie Schmerber Corrington, Ashley Jonas, Carol White. The 2024 Entrepreneur of Excellence is Krista Doyle. Krista is the founder and lead designer of Laurel Gate LLC. She is a wife, mother, and graduate of Missouri Western State University. Krista embarked on her entrepreneurial journey in 2018 as an artist, illustrator, and hand letterer. She has lent her creative touch in set design to the Restoration Project in downtown St. Joseph, where she combines the history and charm of the city. Gateway Trading Company is her latest effort as she brings the practical need of a grocery store to downtown St. Joseph. Krista's work has helped and encouraged other women to develop their own entrepreneurial gifts and establish their own ventures to break the generational cycle of systemic poverty. Entrepreneur of Excellence, Krista Doyle.
What a great honor to be in this building today. I want to congratulate Jean and Lois. I felt like you need to hear, well done, good and faithful servants. Thank you so much for this incredible honor of receiving the Entrepreneur of Excellence Award. As a woman-owned business, I'm proud to be part of a city that has a rich history of entrepreneurship and innovation. I want to express my deepest gratitude to my God, my family who are here today, and my friends, and there's many around. I even saw my high school English teacher, who I spent a lot of time with on the yearbook. This award is a testament to what we can achieve together, and I'm truly humbled and inspired to continue this journey. Thank you, YWCA Women of Excellence, for this opportunity.
Our next category is Women in Volunteerism. Our nominees are Elaine Engel, Latanya Williams, Rita Mogg, Marcella Villasenor Hamilton, Brandy Dredge. The 2024 Women in Volunteerism is Elaine Engel. Elaine has spent decades spreading compassion and service across the community. In 2010, she began as a coordinator of Show Me Women Who Care and has led the growing number of women to raise over $300,000 to support 63 diverse nonprofit charities across Buchanan and Andrew counties. Since 2008, Elaine has led weekly discussion groups for local prison inmates as well as multiple weekend retreats for local inmates with the goal to teach the power of love and forgiveness. Since 1992, she has given her musical talents to her church, where she has served full-time. Every area Elaine puts her heart and time into, she does so authentically and successfully. She inspires others by showing what needs to be done, doing it, and welcoming others to join her. Elaine Engel.
Thank you. to each one of you who are here, to the United Way, to YWCA, and to all those other organizations that are looking out for people who really have needs in our community. I just have to thank, first of all, my Lord and my God, who made it possible for me to be here today. Just 2 short months ago, I had a choice of having open heart surgery or taking a risk on living another month. And I'm here today by the grace of God. I want to thank all the beautiful, wonderful ladies that are in Show Me Women Who Care. These ladies, we have about 141 members now. They come together 4 times a year and give of themselves in a 30-minute meeting. You can't beat that. And it's in the evening time, so they're on their way home from work, or maybe if they're not working, they can just come and visit. But anyway, we come together, choose charities that are nominated, and all the charities are nonprofit charities that are in this community. So all the money goes right back into Andrew or Buchanan counties. And so we come together, and we have generated $300,000 more, about $20,000 a year, and that makes a difference in the lives of a lot of charities in our city and communities. Also, I want to thank Carol Raver, who worked diligently trying to get information from me, trying to pin me down, and she did a good job. Thank you, Carol. And I'd like to thank Nyla Batunjak, who's here at one of my tables, because she and I go into the prison with a couple of other people, and it's mainly Nyla and I, and we minister to those who need love, forgiveness, and respect as a human being. And we do that weekly in order to show them that they are loved and they're part of the community, so that when they get out, hopefully they'll want to give back too. I'd like to also thank the ladies of our church, of my church at St. Rose of Lima in Savannah, because they have stood by me in thick and thin, but they've also reached out to others and show us exactly what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to live. So thank you for being guests today at my table. Also, I have to give a shout out to my husband. He went through his own serious illness problems, but has overcome with the grace of God. And he's been my nursemaid, my chauffeur, my cook, my laundry person. I mean, he's done it all, and in good spirit, and that takes a lot for a man to have to do all of that. Some of you men may know that experience. But anyway, thank you to Jerry and to my family and to all my friends. But thank you to you, and thank God. Life is a blessing, so let's bless others with our lives.
Now we have the nominees for Women in the Workplace Leadership. They are Cheryl Catton, Rosemary Sewell, Megan Thompson, Beth Munford, Petronilla Sylvester, Melissa Frakes, Jill Voltmer, Michelle Davidson, Rachel Bittaker, Christina Mauricio. The 2024 Woman in the Workplace Leadership is Petronilla Sylvester. Petronilla has recently become the Director of Legal Diversity Pipeline Programs at Street Law Incorporated. She previously served as the Director of Legal Studies Program and Assistant Professor in the Department of Criminal Justice and Legal Studies at Missouri Western State University. Petronella has over 25 years of global legal experience and a decade in academia. Since 2021, when she joined MWSU, Petronella designed and offered new courses, revived a defunct student organization, and earned the Best Faculty Advisor Award. She currently serves on the Human Rights Commission as well as the Advisory Council for the International Legal Foundation, both through which she works to fight discrimination and promote equity for all. In 2023, she was recognized with the Kelsey Bashir's Racial Justice Award. Woman in the Workplace Leadership recipient, Petronella Sylvester.
Hello, everyone. Thank you to the YWCA for this incredible honor, especially today as I am celebrating the anniversary of my birth. As an immigrant who arrived in this community less than 3 years ago, this recognition is especially meaningful to me. I'd like to acknowledge all of the other incredible women who have been nominated today. This community is a very outstanding community because of all of you. As many of you know, leadership is not a solo endeavor. It's about empowering others to foster an environment where everyone can thrive. At Missouri Western, I had the privilege of working with a phenomenal team, and they're sitting here today. And they have supported me and inspired me every single day. This kind of recognition is crucial because it shines a light on the significance of women in leadership in our workplaces, especially for those of us who are immigrants. It affirms that our contributions are valued, but it's really essential for our organizations to recognize all of the leaders and all of the women who really contribute to the success of those organizations. More importantly, this award, to me, serves as a beacon of possibility for the next generation of women leaders, some of whom were recognized here today. And it sends a powerful message that their aspirations are valid, their voices matter, and that their potential is limitless. I want to take a moment to thank my colleagues, specifically Suzanne Kissick, Mandy, Kathy Kelly over there, Dr. Birmingham, and also my friends and close family members, Justin, Sydney, Michelle, Leonard. And I want to say a special thank you for Elizabeth Reese, who was our graduating senior of the year at Missouri Western. She was my wing woman over the past year, and I truly appreciate it. A lot of what I achieved was impossible, would have been impossible without them. And I would like to say that I'm truly excited about continuing this journey of leadership, not just for myself, but for all of the other women who are inspired to make a mark in the world. And I really want to do a lot more for the community of St. Joseph, which has become my home. To the YWCA, I say thank you once again for this honor and for advocating for more inclusive workplaces where we have no boundaries in terms of gender and where immigrants like myself can find a place to lead and make meaningful contributions. Thank you, everyone.
I want to congratulate all of our nominees and award recipients. Your support and engagement of the St. Joseph community has not gone unnoticed and is what continues to help our city thrive. Thank you to Kelly for sharing your story with us. And thank you again, and never enough, to all of our sponsors, table, captains, steering committee, board of directors, nominators, nominees, attendees, staff who have made today a great success. Each one of you plays a role in the success of this event. Now for the fun part. We need to determine the winners of our cupcake raffle and the centerpiece challenge. You have one last chance to stuff your donations into the persimmon envelopes. Remember, that's cash, credit, checks, Venmo payments will all count. Do not forget, all donations of $100 or more are eligible for the 70% domestic violence Missouri state tax credit. As we draw for the raffle, will someone from the table please total the donations for your table. The table generating the most dollars will receive 10 gift cards from Felix Street Gourmet. And thank you for participating and all your generosity to the YWCA St. Joseph. We will start with the raffle. First, to draw for the diamond necklace from Kristen's Coin Jewelry Exchange, valued at $1,000. So get out your tickets. Okay, that number is 398695. 398695. Okay, if you will just wait till the end of the program and come up to the stage, we'll get those all handed out to you. Sorry, I forgot to note that. The next is the Worlds of Fun 4-day passes. $398,504. 398,504. Okay. Woohoo! And then the last one is the winner of the skin treatment from Dr. A, because I do not want to slaughter her last name, valued at $265. Oops. Yeah. 399033. 399033. Woo! Wait till after. Wait till after. Wait till after. We'll get you. And finally, please count the donations in your persimmon envelopes. The highest donation generating table will win 10 gift cards from Felix Street Gourmet. If your table has a combined 1,500 in donations, will someone from your table stand? Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. So now we go. Okay. So the next step is $2,000. Please stand. Oh. 2,500. Please stand.
Oh, then we have to go in the middle.
Okay. 2,200. Oh. Okay. Oh, right here. What table is that? Table 26. Thank you for your donations.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry.
Keep going.
Oh,
we missed you. Sorry. So
sorry.
22, so 23.
2,300.
24.
25? Okay.
Now you're good.
Now you're good. What? Okay, just tell us what your number is. Woo! Wow. That table has 6,400. And I apologize. Missing. So thank you all for your generosity. If you have not already, please be sure to have chosen the winner for your beautiful centerpieces. And those you will be able to take home with you at the end of the program.
5 seconds here. Congratulations to all our winners. Please remember to come forward to claim your prizes if you haven't. If you are a winner, please come forward. We would love to have a group picture together up here by the stage, just in front of the stage. Each of you today joined the YWCA community that supports survivors, engages them in services, and watches them thrive. We've generated important dollars to sustain critical services provided by the YWCA programming. We hope to see you all next year at the YWCA Women of Excellence Awards 2025. So watch your email, watch social media everywhere for those details. Thank you very much.